everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Andrea, and I'm here with my second look for my Advent collab with Lisa and Marilee. So, the same as last week's video, I'm going to roll the clips of me opening everything up, then I'm going to apply things, but I'm only going to show the application of the products that my husband picked for me just to help speed the process along a little bit. So here's the 7 items that my husband picked for me this week. Okay, it's the start of week 2, so I have to find, that's day 5, here's day 1. Start of week 2, so let's see. Oh my gosh, my sister wrapped these a little. Okay. It is my Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. So this is, once again, the product of choice. Once again, it's a foundation. But I haven't used this much, but I do like it. So, yay! I'll see you guys back here tomorrow to open up the next bag. Okay, day 2 of week 2. And it's this one, which I'm assuming is a palette just because it's the biggest package. And I picked the Festival by Dubious Place. So there's what it looks like on the inside. I haven't, as you can see, I have Pan and Uli because it was in my Pan Those eyeshadows, but I haven't really used this a ton, so we're gonna see what happens with this. Okay, day 3 of week 2 is in this little stocking. And it is, this is the Revolution Ultra Strobe Balm Highlighter in Euphoria. So it's got, as you can see, a pinky purpley shift to it. So that'll be interesting with the Festival palette, but I'll see you back here for day 4 tomorrow. Week 2, day 4 is this little box. Much easier to open, and it is a NYX blush in the shade Chiffon. These blushes are super duper old, so I don't know how much color payoff we're gonna get, but that's the blush that we're gonna use this week. Okay, week 2, day 5. Is this ColourPop Villains lip gloss in the shade Hot Headed. I think this was the Hades lip gloss. So that is the lip gloss. I think we still have an eyeliner and a liquid lip to open. So see you tomorrow. Okay, day 6 of week 2 is this little bag. It's an eyeliner. It is my Julep Gel Eye Glider in the shade Violet Shimmer. So we're going to be using this with my Festival palette. Okay, last day of week 2. And we have, ooh, this is my Colored Rain Electric Rain liquid lipstick. So a nice bright orange, which actually will go really well with the eyeshadow palette, but so now we're going to put them all together in a look and see what we can come up with. My first item is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. I have used this a few times. I do like it, but you know, Physicians Formula did all that shady business about their cruelty-free status, so I will not be purchasing from them anymore. And I also believe that they discontinued this foundation anyway, which, isn't that what everybody does? They I feel like they formulate a foundation that a lot of people like, because I remember a lot of people saying very positive things about this, and then they just get rid of it. I'm going to use my sponge. I've been in a spongy mood lately. Usually I like to use my brushes, but they're dirty and I'm being lazy and don't feel like cleaning them, so well, I don't feel like cleaning them until more need to be washed. So I'm just going to use my sponge. And this is in the shade LC1, which is pretty close, I think. And I don't need a ton of coverage. I basically just like evening out my skin tone, so you can still see some pores and some spots peeking through. That really doesn't bother me. So I'm going to set my face just a little bit and then use some bronzer. Since that's not a category, I'm just gonna I'm focusing on, my goal is to finish this pan of my repressed Bare Minerals Warmth by the end of the year, and I'm really close, especially since it's so powdery. I think I can do it, but that's the bronzer that I'm going to use today, and then we'll come back and I'll do my blush and highlighter. So for my blush, I have this NYX Baked Blush in the shade Chiffon. This is really old, and I don't know how much pigmentation we're going to get out of this, but, well, actually, it seems to be showing up on the brush, so hopefully I didn't overdo it. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I have two of these, and I think the other one is like a lighter, peachier color, and it's just, they're very, because they're baked, but they're kind of dry, but that doesn't look too bad. It's a nice flush. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried about this because I wasn't sure how the pigmentation was gonna be, but that's not bad at all. And then for highlighter, he chose this Makeup Revolution Ultra Strobe Balm, which is like a cream highlighter. It's got that, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera, but it's got like that purpley pink shift to it. I may have swatched this, but I'm not sure if I've ever actually used it. And I love a purple, like an iridescent purpley pink highlighter, so. I don't know if you'll be able to see the shift on the camera, but I can see it in my mirror, and it looks very pretty. And like I said, I've been getting more into cream products lately, so nice to get use out of another cream product that I haven't used in a while. Or honestly, like I said, I may have swatched it. There was like a fingerprint in it, but I don't know if I've ever actually used it. So this is the face so far. I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna do my brows and my eyeshadow primer and stuff, and then we'll be back to use the Juvia's Place Festival palette on my eyes today. Okay, we're primered up, so we're gonna use the Juvia's Place Festival today, and even though it's gonna kind of clash a little bit with my purple sweatshirt, I've been wearing blue a lot. This red Izafa is very similar to the Luxie shade that I'm trying to hit pan in my Pan Those eyeshadows, and I've just been really feeling orange lately, so I think I'm just gonna go right down this row and do a simple-ish look, but still, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this mustardy shade Oro, and I'm going to put that in my crease and transition. Then I'm going to do kind of like a halo eye. I'm going to put Ofala in the inner and outer parts of my lid, and then I'm going to put Odogwu on the inner part, and then maybe I'll use Uli right here as my inner corner highlight. So like I said, I don't want to do anything like super intense today. I do have to work later, so even though it's over Zoom and no one really cares what I look like, I still want to be kind of work appropriate, I guess. Although, also, the colors that I'm choosing really don't go with my highlighter, but I don't really care. So this is just what I want to do with this eyeshadow palette. I love Juvia's Place eyeshadows. I have to say though, I think, and I'm not saying anything about the quality of this palette because the quality is good. It's just the same as all of their other eyeshadow palettes, but I don't know, like, out of all of my Juvia's Place palettes, this one is definitely my least favorite. And I honestly, like, the color story is, and I like colorful eyeshadows, but there's something about this color story that it doesn't quite, like, it makes sense if you kind of go down the rows, you can get good color stories with it, but I just feel like once you kind of start going in between, it's a little more difficult. It's a little more difficult to get something not cohesive, but to come up with an idea of what you want to do. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, maybe. This is a really nice bright orange. And like I said, I don't know if it's just like Lisa's influence on me or what, since apparently I've been influencing her to buy blue eyeshadow, but I've really been into like fiery orange tones lately. I'm only leaving a little space free on my lid because I do want that gold shade to like merge over the orange as well. So I don't want to leave like a huge empty spot on my lid. Oh shoot. I didn't take, it doesn't matter now. I didn't take into account the fact that my husband chose a purple eyeliner for me. So this is gonna end up a little bit more interesting than I originally anticipated. Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of glitter glue, and I'm probably just gonna tap that gold shade on with my finger because I don't know, I find shimmers usually pick up better on your finger and it doesn't bother me to use my fingers. I'd rather do that than use a brush and then end up having to use my finger anyway. So okay, now I'm gonna take that shade Adobe. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. It's very pretty. It looks much more intense on the eye than it does on the finger. Oops. That's the problem I have with halo eyes. I always end up like putting it on too big of an area and it doesn't really turn into much of a halo, but it's not that bad. I'm just gonna take that same, I was just rudely cut off by a phone call, so I don't know where I ended up, but I've used this same brush that I packed the orange on with to soften the blend a bit, and then I added just a little bit more on the outer corner of this eye. So I am going to take my little pencil brush and I'm going to go into that shade Ooly right here, the white one, and I'm going to put that on my inner corner. I will spritz my brush a little bit though, just to really help it stand out. Now I'm going to take the eyeliner, the Violet Shimmer eyeliner, I do have to sharpen it because it is quite dull and I don't want to hurt myself. I think I'm just going to put it on my waterline and then my lower lash line, and we'll see how that turns out. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I do want to try to buff it out just a little bit. It is what it is. It's fine. So I'm gonna do liner and my mascara, and then I'll come back for my lips. Okay, liner and mascara. So now we're gonna get into the lip products. One of the reasons I wanted to do the orangey look today was because the liquid lipstick he picked was this Electric Rain color from Colored Rain, and this is like a hot fiery orange, so. Isn't that just, ooh, I love this color. I'm gonna let that dry down just a minute before I top it with the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in Hot Headed from the Villains collection. Their glosses are fine. I hate the little brush. They have like the little brush instead of the spongy doe foot applicator, and I do not like them, but let's top that, shall we? I have to make sure, because this formula is quite thick, so I have to make sure that I don't over apply it, because then it just turns into a disgusting gloppy mess on your face. So this is the look that I managed to come up with my items for week 2, which again, I really like the way that this turned out. So despite the fact that my husband is a bit colorblind, he still is pretty good at picking things out that would work together, even though, like I said, this highlighter, which I still don't think you can fully appreciate the pinky purple shift to it. Maybe you can kind of see it like right there. It's still not what the highlighter I would have chosen with these particular products, but it still turned out nice. So that was my second look. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you check out Lisa and Marilee's videos, which I'll have linked down below. And I hope you will join me again next week for the final look in this collab series. Bye.